Welcome everyone to an Arts a Day, quarantine style. So what I thought we would do is look at some great non-social distancing paintings. And these are all going to be Impressionist paintings. And I just think we'll get back to someday beautiful scenes like this. And I thought we would look at some wonderful scenes. So why don't we get started with the dance at the Moulin de la Galette, or in French, Bal du Moulin de la Galette. Pierre Gautre is at the Musée d'Orsay. And a little bit about the Moulin is means mill in French. So if you go to the Montmartre area of Paris is where the Impressionists would go hang out. There was these wonderful places, and they lived in that area too. And so there was a big famous landmark is the windmill, and out front of the Moulin Rouge is a windmill. So that's Montmartre. And let's see what's in his painting. These two. It was called the Moulin de la Galette, and these are the ladies used to come here all the time, and Renoir knew them. They're sisters. She's 16, and they were one of his favorite models. It almost makes you look uncomfortable. All those people so close together, they're not social distancing. And the bathers at Asnières, Un Balnade Asnières, Georges Pierre Seurat, 1884. This is the final study. He did several of them, but this is the final study, and it is in the Art Institute of Chicago. This is the Seine River. It's out in the suburbs outside of Paris. So they would take the train out and have these beautiful afternoons bathing in the river. So I think this is a great scene. Very placid. Scandalous. This is Luncheon on the Grass. Le Déjeuner sur l'herbe by the great Edouard Manet. It's 1863, so this is pretty early. Musée d'Orsay. And Manet didn't consider himself an impressionist. I don't think he ever showed in those impressionist showings when they wouldn't get into the Paris Salon, and he didn't. He got a lot of reject. So I don't think he considered himself an impressionist. But here we have a wonderful scene. This nude lady, most likely a prostitute, because this area, and then the bathing, I'm assuming they're together, these fancy men, and she's just looking out at us. I don't know, I'm not sure what, do you want to join us? This is just what we do, hang out naked with the men. It's interesting because here's her foot, she's got a little blanket. Okay, so this was the Bois de Boulogne, and this is a famous, but it's where people would go and meet prostitutes and do things with prostitutes that people do with prostitutes. And even to this day, it's the same deal. You want to get laid, you want to get a prostitute, you go here. This was scandalous. I just love her expression. What do you think she looks like? One of the great all-time, the luncheon of the boating party Les Déjeuners des Condottiers by our good friend Pierre Auguste Renoir, 1881. It's in Washington, D.C. And this is in the Maison Fournaise is this famous restaurant along the Seine, right? And so this is his soon-to-be wife with the little doggy. And these are the brother and sister, the Fournaises, and they own the joint. And this was a very famous area to come and hang out. And I love the boaters. These are called boaters, and this was the cool style of the men to hang out on an afternoon along the Seine River in Paris. Ooh, more scandalous. This is the Sleepers, Les Sommels in French, also known as Indolence and Lust. Paresse et Luxure by Gustave Courbet, 1886, in the Petit Palais in Paris. The Sleepers. It appears they're lounging just after enjoying each other. What would you call it? Climactic expressions on their face, so to speak. And finally we have the Boulevard Montmartre, again the Montmartre section of Paris, Mardi Gras by Camille Pissarro, 1897. This is in the Arm & Hammer in Los Angeles. I've seen it. And this is depicting a Mardi Gras celebration in Montmartre, and what he's but he's using the pointillism technique, which was, this is considered, okay, so neo-impressionism. Neo means new, and so this is, late 1897, and so this was a very popular style, and I think it works really well with the individual. From this close up, it's hard. You get a little further away. Let's get a little further away, and I think you can see it a lot better from there, because you get so close up, and then it's just like dots. So I hope everyone's doing okay on their quarantining. Someday we'll be like that again.